What is up everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we have a lot of news to cover as to why the entire crypto market is pumping and pumping hard. We have news from China to the presidential race and everything in between. But first of all, you can see here on the weekly chart that Bitcoin is trying to break out of this bullish flag. Now once it does break out, it means that we're going into an uptrend and that we can target new all-time highs. But before we go into the technical analysis, let's jump into some of the key news. Now the first bit of news I want to cover is the news in China. So China announced that it's going to further support its economy with monetary stimulus. Now China is giving stimulus to its residents, essentially allowing people to invest more money, and some of that money is going to go into crypto and obviously Bitcoin, which is fueling this pump. Now the second bit of news we have to cover is Kamala Harris announces her support for crypto just a few weeks before the election. Obviously, with Trump being a massive candidate for crypto and being in huge support of it, Kamala was sort of lacking in the votes because she didn't have the crypto community behind her. However, now, if we ignore politics and just put it to the side, it is another big boost for crypto, as the two of the biggest candidates for the presidential race in the USA are both pro-crypto now. Now, obviously, if either one is elected and they don't follow through, that will matter slightly, but that is so far in the long term ahead that right now people are more so looking into what their agenda actually is, and if crypto is in their agenda, then we're going to see a pump in crypto right now. So that's a key bit of news that came out today. Now obviously last week we also had some news about MicroStrategy and how they want to become a Bitcoin bank, which again just shows how strong crypto is and that it's becoming super mainstream, which is obviously good for the market as more people invest and the coin and the prices will go up. And if we take a look at the technical analysis, so let's jump into a lower time frame here like the daily, and you can obviously see we talked about Bitcoin, using this green level as a support area and that this is a good area to be buying. So obviously we held it quite well, we tapped into it twice and essentially we are now pumping right through it. So we have a huge resistance area right here, which is this red box right here from the 0.618 to 0.786 area, and this has essentially been an order block that we have had for ages, and if we're unable to break through this order block, then obviously we're not going to be able to head to the all-time high. But I think with the current news and how strong this pump is looking, if we're able to break through this channel on the weekly, I think that will drive enough buying pressure that we're able to break through this order block right here. I don't think we will continuously be tapping into it and falling and sort of be trading in the supply and demand sort of zone. But even if that's the case, it will just allow us more time to accumulate at these lower levels. However, I don't think that will be the case. Now obviously we need to take a look at the heat maps as well. So here you can see I have the 48-hour heat map. The 1 week heat map is going to be slightly more conclusive, as on the 48-hour, after such a huge move up, there's going to be a lot of liquidations in every direction simply because people don't know whether the pump is artificial or whether it's news driven. There's a lot of FOMO in the market and people are quite unsure of the trades they should be taking, so there's a lot of longs and a lot of shorts. Now we're going to cover the long liquidations first, which are essentially all of these below the current price. Now obviously the brighter the color, the more liquidations there are, and you can see we have a lot of yellow building up just over 64,000 and some yellow building up below the lows here just over 65 but under 66,000. Now we can clear these liquidations quite easily and still maintain above the pump and above where we were over the weekend, so I think that could be a very possible and easy scenario for us to actually go through. And then we obviously have a few liquidations building up here just above. Now here is the weekly liquidations heat map, and this is the one piece of sort of evidence that we have slightly leaning towards the bearish side for BTC. So we obviously had a few liquidations building up above the highs here, which we absolutely cleared through, and the pump just continued up. However, and yet we have these liquidations building up below 62,000, which can obviously get hit, but as you can see, they're slowly fading away. It's not a super bright yellow, and what can usually happen is that these liquidations just simply fade away. If the price moves too far away from the liquidation, people are just going to close their positions, and obviously if their positions are closed, there's no liquidation price. So that's another scenario that can happen. Now if we take a look at Bitcoin to Bitcoin dominance, this is obviously super important for the altcoins, which are also performing incredibly well. We have Rune up 7.7%, Jupiter up 7.8%, FET up 6%. You know, all these coins are really performing incredibly. And essentially, when Bitcoin dominance is falling like it is today and Bitcoin is pumping like it is today, that allows for altcoins to really thrive. And you know, we've been talking about Bitcoin dominance for quite a while now in the past few videos, that it needs to start this downtrend and it needs to break below these lows in order for the downtrend to actually begin, so the altcoins can really thrive in the market. If we also take a quick look at ETH, we can see it's finally out of the buy box that we have, which it really does like to consolidate in, and it just proves how good this buy box is. It's, you know, pumping incredibly well today, 6%, just slightly more than Bitcoin, and it looks like it will easily head to this resistance at 2.7k, which if you do a DCAing in at the buy box that we have here, this entire red zone, then you will obviously be in great profits. We also have other coins like DOT, which are still in the buy box, still looking like a good buy, even though it's up 4% today. It's still incredibly low. Other coins like FET, which are still also in the buy box, didn't break below these lows. You know, it's come back to the buy box here, still looks like a good buy, and it can still head higher. A lot of these altcoins aren't thriving as much as Bitcoin and ETH, simply because altcoins lag behind Bitcoin and ETH. It's not the cycle it moves in. It usually goes Bitcoin pumps first, ETH second, and then altcoins third, and meme coins fourth. That's usually the cycle we go in, and it's just the exchange of money in the crypto market. So that's essentially the outlook for the entire week for Bitcoin. Again, we need to see a break above this resistance zone here on the weekly, even on the daily. If we can get that on the daily, I think that will allow us, you know, a lot more potential to get it on the weekly as well, simply because once the daily closes, you know, a new day will obviously open tomorrow, and if the day closes green and incredibly green the day before, that drives some green pressure in the morning, which should hopefully stay throughout the day. Now, if you do want to be getting trades every single day, then check out the Discord down below. I'll pop up on the screen now some of the trades we get, and they are absolutely insane. We're crushing the market every single day, so check that out. If you need a place to buy, sell, or trade crypto, also check out the exchanges we're working with down below. Thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye, guys.